Hello everyone and welcome to this month's in and out video. I'm gonna share everything that has come into my life in May and everything that I have decluttered in May as a minimalist trying to live an intentional life. And I'd say let's get started, and today we'll start with the stuff that I have decluttered this month. So last month I had 2 books that came into my life, and I definitely thought that I would declutter both of them this month. But I only managed to read 1.5, so this one I read completely, even though I had started the other one when I recorded last month's video. But the other one took longer, it has more pages, it's more complicated, but I finished this book. This is Home Harbor, or Heimathafen in German. It's a German book by a German couple, and it was pretty interesting. It's about their life of building their houseboat, finding a place to live, and having 2 kids. And yeah, it was interesting. As you know, I like books like that, of people that are traveling or just finding alternatives and finding a way to live intentionally the way they want to live, and maybe also a bit different than other people. Or I don't think you need to live differently, but it's a good story for a book, you know. So I like this book, and I can recommend it if you speak German. I'm gonna link it down below for you to check it out, but I'm gonna just put it in a public bookshelf so that somebody else can read it. And then the other thing that I decluttered this month is underwear. And I mean, if you have been following me for a long time, you maybe know how decluttering in my life usually happens. Ideally, if I would live a very, very sustainable lifestyle, then I would always just, buy things, mostly maybe secondhand, and then use them until they can't be used anymore, and then I would declutter them. Now, that's what happened with these underwear. Of course, I didn't buy these secondhand, but from ethical and sustainable brands, from 2 different brands actually, and I have more of the ones, but these were the ones that had holes, so I'm gonna declutter these. But way too often in my life I do still declutter stuff before it has holes and cannot be worn anymore. Maybe because I'm bored, maybe because, I don't like stuff anymore. But I do really hope that in the future I can more often show you things like these that really cannot be used anymore, and that I'm decluttering because of that. And of course, books is something else, but books that really works well with giving it to somebody else. And then something that I am not decluttering yet, but this sweater. I think it's one of the last times that I'm wearing it, because here it's totally there's fabric missing, and I accidentally shrunk it again a little bit in the washer, so it's really short sleeves and a bit more tight. And the patches that I put on the elbows shrunk a lot more, so it lost some of its comfort, and it has some holes here that some of you recommended I fix them, but there's just not enough fabric, and it just doesn't work anymore. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to do the same thing as I'm doing here. I'm trying to just wear it again, and maybe another 20 days or something, and then I think I'm going to declutter it, because it is at the end of its life. It has multiple things that don't really work anymore. But for this sweater, I have been thinking about repurposing the fabric, making something out of these bigger patches of fabric, maybe a hat or something like that. Let me know if you have ideas down below. And that is actually already everything that I have decluttered. So let's move on to the things that have come into my life. And actually the thing that came into my life for just only for me is one thing. It was 1 package, or it's 3 things, but it was 1 package from Colorful Standard, and here it is. Maybe you heard me talk about this brand before, but I think the Colorful Standard is really something that has been missing, or something that really fills a gap in a sustainable fashion world, because they do offer a lot of basic pieces in about 50 different colors. And now for me that doesn't really look very colorful, but of course there are also bright and strong colors in every shade of the rainbow you want to have. But there are also about 10 neutrals, so you can really choose and pick if you want to have a darker, a lighter, a warmer, a cooler, neutral. And I think that's amazing, because if I want to have like my perfect wardrobe, if I want to have fashion where I really, really feel good in, I also want to be able to like really choose the color. And not just like there's one brown or there's one black and there's one red, but I really want to make sure that I can choose the exact shade that I want to have. And I think the Colorful Standard does a great job. Now, these were PR samples, so I did not need to pay money for them, but I need to treat those as income, so I need to pay taxes on the price of these things, just to be fully transparent with you. But let me show you the individual pieces I got. So this sweater is called the Quarter Zip, and this is cedar brown. And I purposely went for like a cooler brown tone just to try it out and to see how much I like it. And I think I like it a lot. I really like the fit, and I do have to say that I'm pretty small, yes. So I have the extra small, and it is like on the larger side for me. So pay attention to the measurements. I think those do a good job when determining what size you should get. It's a unisex style. I really like it. I've been wearing it quite a bit, and I just think it's a beautiful, relaxed style. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it. And of course, something else that I want to say, it's 100% organic cotton. As all of their like cotton things, they also have recycled wool pieces. I have like a sweater made out of recycled wool. And then I also wanted to share this tank top. That's another thing that I wanted to have. And this is Dusty Olive. And I think it's a beautiful color. This one has 5% elastane just for like the stretchiness. We have a changing light situation here, so I hope now it looks okay. And I'm really interested to see how like this one compares to the Organic Basics one, because maybe you know that I have like an Organic Basics ripped tank top as well, and that one is made from 100% organic cotton, while this has like 95% organic cotton and 5% elastane. So I'm really curious to see how they hold up, how the shape changes when wearing. Yeah, so that's interesting. This one has a bit of a different cut than the Organic Basics one, but I love the color, and it's available in, again, like this one I don't think it's available in 50 colors, but maybe like 25 or a bit more. And then another thing they sent me, actually, that was not like, we didn't talk about that, but she just sent me these socks as well. And it's interesting because these are like a bit thicker socks. These are their active socks, also in Dusty Olive, and they're a bit thicker than like most of my cotton socks. So I'm curious to see how they wear, how I'll use them, but they feel really good. And so socks is something else that they have in like every beautiful color, so that you can really like match your outfit, your entire outfit down to the socks. I'm gonna link you Colorful Standard's website down below, as well as a 10% code. I think it is ecofriendlia CS10 for 10% off, but you can find it down below in the description. So I can highly recommend you check out Colorful Standard, because I think the prices are in a good range for sustainable fashion. And of course, it's still more expensive than like fast fashion, but I think they just have a lot of beautiful basics, something for everybody in so many colors that you can really find your dream color to wear. And then the next thing I want to show you is something else that came into my life, but it was for my business. So it's not technically coming into my personal life, into my personal belongings, but just for my knitting business. And I have got like 2 packages of black wool. So here I'm knitting a scarf, and it should be like a really big scarf, and I'm a bit afraid that I won't have enough wool. I knit up most of it and just have like a few balls of yarn left. So I hope that it's going to be as big as possible, and the person who ordered this scarf, I'm just going to tell her, yeah, how it looks, and then she can decide if I need to order a different kind of yarn and start over, or what to do with it, or if it's going to be big enough for her. And then I also have like a bag of cotton yarn, also black, and this is going to be a sweater, but I haven't started with the sweater yet. And other than that, I did spend a lot of money last month, but not on like physical things, but on booking a trip for summer. We're gonna spend 1 month in Scandinavia, Norway and Sweden. And I'm gonna link you a video up here where I explain a little bit more, but I'm really looking forward to that. It costs a lot of money, so I hope next month will be less expensive. We're gonna see. But I think for traveling, I'm like willing to spend quite a bit of money because it's just one of the things that make me really, really happy, and I wasn't able to do it for the past almost 3 years. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And maybe I need to buy a bunch of things for that trip as well. But we will see in like maybe July's in and out video. So do not forget to check out Colorful Standard down below. And now I'm gonna link you a video about how I organize my wardrobe, because as you could see in the past few months, my wardrobe has now a few more pieces. So here is that video and also a few tips that you can use to organize your wardrobe. So I do hope to see you there. Bye!